There are things in your home right now that only your cat can see and hear. You probably think it is nothing, but your cat is picking up on things your senses will never detect. There is a hidden world only they can access, and some of it is directly about you. Once you understand what your cat is really reacting to, their strangest behavior starts to make sense. What if the room you're sitting in right now looks completely different to your cat? Not slightly different, a whole other version of reality. That's not an exaggeration. Cats can see ultraviolet light, a part of the light spectrum completely invisible to the human eye. According to life science, this means your cat sees patterns on flowers, grass, and surfaces around your home that you'll never know exist. That plain white shirt you're wearing, to your cat, it might be covered in patterns and marks. The flowers on your windowsill have UV guides on their petals that glow like landing strips, and your cat sees every single one. A 2014 study published in the Proceedings of the Royal Society B confirmed that cats have lenses that allow UV light to pass through to the retina, while human lenses block it almost entirely. So when your cat is staring out the window at what looks like an empty yard to you, they're seeing a completely different landscape lit up in ways your brain cannot even process. Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly twitch their ears towards something you can't hear at all? That's not a glitch. That's a superpower you don't have. Cats can hear frequencies up to 64,000 hertz. The human ear taps out at around 20,000 hertz. That means there is an entire layer of sound happening in your home right now that only your cat has access to. Electronic devices, chargers, LED lights, even your TV on standby all emit high-pitched sounds that are completely silent to you, but loud and clear to your cat. A study published in the journal Hearing Research confirmed that cats have one of the widest hearing ranges among domestic animals, evolved specifically for detecting the ultrasonic calls of small prey. You're living in the same house, but your cat is hearing a completely different version of it. Ever seen your cat suddenly get restless, hide under the bed, or start pacing for no reason, and then an hour later a storm rolls in? They weren't being dramatic. They literally felt it coming before you had any clue. Cats can detect micro vibrations in the ground and subtle shifts in atmospheric pressure that are completely undetectable to the human body. While you're checking your weather app, your cat already knows what's on the way. This also applies to earthquakes, though not in the way most people think. Earthquakes send out two types of waves. P waves come first and are fast, subtle, and nearly impossible for humans to feel. Waves follow, and those are the ones that shake the ground. Your cat's paws are packed with nerve receptors that act like built-in sensors, so they pick up those early P-wave seconds to minutes before you feel anything. They're not psychic. They're just wired to feel what you can't. Have you ever walked through your front door and found your cat already sitting there, staring at you like they've been waiting? Your cat has memorized the exact sound of your car engine, your footsteps, even the specific rhythm of how you walk. And they can pick up on those sounds from a distance that would shock you. A 2013 study published in Animal Cognition found that cats can clearly distinguish their owner's voice from a stranger's without even seeing them. Stretch that to every sound you make when approaching home, your car door, your keys, the way your shoes hit the pavement. Your cat has built an entire audio profile of you. That's why they don't react the same way when a neighbor pulls into the driveway or a delivery driver walks up. Those sounds don't match. Yours do every single time. Have you ever caught your cat tracking something across the room with laser focus, and when you look, there's absolutely nothing there? They're not hallucinating, and they're definitely not seeing ghosts. Your cat is watching tiny dust particles, micro insects, or subtle movements in the air that are completely invisible to the human eye. Cats have a much higher number of rod cells in their retinas compared to humans, which makes them incredibly sensitive to even the slightest motion. A piece of lint floating off your couch, a tiny gnat drifting across the room, a shadow shifting from a curtain moving in the breeze. You miss all of it. Your cat catches every single frame. And here's what makes it even more fascinating. Those same eyes go blurry on anything closer than about 20 to 30 centimeters. When something gets too close, they switch systems entirely. Their facial whiskers swing forward, like built-in radar, to feel what their eyes can't focus on. Their sense of smell fills in the rest, and they even have whiskers on the backs of their front legs that help them sense prey already in their paws. Now here's the one that hits different. What if your cat doesn't just sense the world around them, but senses what's happening inside you? Not in some mystical way, in a real, measurable, physical way. In a real, measurable, physical way. Your cat can hear your heartbeat. They can hear the rhythm of your breathing change. And those tiny shifts tell them more about how you're feeling than your words ever could. Cats are sensitive enough to detect the subtle sounds your body makes when you're stressed, anxious, or afraid. Your heart rate increases, your breathing gets shallow, your body chemistry shifts, and your cat picks up on all of it. This is why cats often curl up next to Samo. Who's upset or sick without being called over. They're not guessing. They're responding to real signals your body is sending out. A study published in Animal Cognition found that cats actually pick up on your emotional state and shift their behavior in response. When you're calm, your cat is calm. When you're anxious, they get restless. They're not mirroring your mood out of some emotional connection you imagined. They're literally hearing and feeling the changes in your body. You're a living broadcast to your cat, and they're always tuned in.